Welcome back to You Live. We're joined by Lily Richards from Unity Books. How you doing on this beautiful Monday afternoon, which keeps changing actually? It was dark, now it's sunny.
It was raining on me a little bit before.
Yeah, and then you just wait 5 minutes, and in Auckland that means a completely different weather environment.
I know. I've been inside most of the day.
Okay, so unaffected.
I haven't really had a very strong relationship with the weather.
Fair enough.
I hope other people have enjoyed it in my absence.
Totally, I'm sure they have. Have you had a strong relationship with the book that you've been reading this week?
Yeah, we could go to like cartography, weather, cartography, geography.
We're there. Segue. Segue into maps.
Maphead.
What a great cover art as well. Have I ever said this to you? The saying.
Map of the head. That was literal. Good one, graphic designer. What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
But it's beautiful.
I know. Yes. Yep. It's beautiful.
But you know, the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover." I always judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've had this discussion 1,000 times.
You have to do it.
Yeah. You
Okay.
do. It's a visceral. Everyone does.
It's visceral. I like this. Am I going to like this book?
Yeah. Well, so. Yes, you are, basically.
Awesome.
It's about maps.
Where's your microphone at the moment? There's
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
It's the
Is
hair.
it getting
You gotta
covered in
keep
my
your
hair?
It is.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Carry on. Sorry to interrupt.
So it's a book about maps, obviously,
Yes.
but not in the way that you think it would be. So it's not about. It's not just a plain history of maps. It's
Which
about
would be a fascinating read.
rip-roar of the time. It's actually like a social kind of popular culture history of the way in which maps bleed into all of those popular culture
How
aspects.
do maps bleed into popular culture?
Well, so there's this thing called geocaching.
Okay.
Geocaching.
Yep.
This is one example, at least. One of the chapters is based around this. And this is a group of people. And when I say group, I mean 5 million people.
5 million people.
Still a group.
Yeah.
A large group of people who do this. And what this is, essentially, is there's a website. You can Google it and find it if you're interested in taking part. But it's like modern-day treasure hunting. So that kind of exhilaration that maps used to give us.
What?
When you could go and find things that were as yet
Mine does
undiscovered.
this, and he loves it.
Yeah, well,
Modern-day
so
treasure
do
hunting has got me
people.
hooked.
Well, so you get the coordinates. You go on the site and you get the coordinates for something that's been left somewhere, like buried under the ground or stashed into the side of a tree. There's many all around the world. You get the coordinates and off you go, charting your own course, and then you find this treasure and you're supposed to sort of write up about how you found it and what it was. I mean, it's like Tupperware filled with toys and stuff. I mean, the
So
treasure
it's not like
itself
$6
isn't.
grand cash or anything?
Probably not.
Okay. But I mean, the joy is in the journey.
The joy is in the journey, exactly. So, I mean, that's one example. He also goes to, this isn't so much popular culture, but it's just an interesting fact. He goes to Washington, and he goes to the Library of Congress, and the bottom floor of the Library of Congress is entirely dedicated to maps.
Yep.
And America has the biggest cache of maps in the world. So, like, if China wants a map on themselves, they go there.
Okay.
When the Defense Department want to invade Afghanistan, they go there and check out the geography and the cartography of the place. It's about the size of a football field.
This room of maps.
This room of maps. And if it was on the top floor, it would fall to the bottom because they're all encased in these.
Wow.
Like George Washington's original hand-drawn map.
Oh man,
it's extraordinary.
I'm a sucker for old maps. I bought a book last month purely because I don't want to read the book, but it had a map of Hong Kong from 1934. I was like, I need that map. I've got like 4 in my room.
You're what Ken Jennings would refer to as a map head.
I'm a map head.
So there's a certain person out there to whom maps really appeal.
Yeah.
Ken Jennings is one of them, and he's a really interesting person.
I love the
author. The author is he's famous in America, at least, for having a 74 winning streak. Does that even make sense?
74 episode winning streak.
Episode winning streak.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was missing a word. On Jeopardy! Exclamation mark.
Jeopardy.
Which is the New Zealand, the American trivia show.
Yeah, and so it's when someone gives you the answer and you have to provide the question.
Oh, what is the question? Yeah. So, and we've actually got a little clip of him being clever. Did you want to?
I'll be able to get that for you in
Just doing some other stuff.
Yeah, if you.
It's not important, man. Don't
It was on Friends. Joey went on Celebrity Jeopardy, and he was really, really bad at it, and it was funny.
Obviously.
Totally a plot point there for Friends.
Yeah, so
it's
a lot
great
of the
show.
fact that, because he's a trivia head, as well as a map head, this book is filled with anecdotes and things that go off to the side.
I love trivia.
Centre.
I want to meet Ken Jennings.
He's actually quite funny.
Do you want to have a look at him? I've got the clip.
Yes,
let's
would love
see
to have a
Ken
look. This is
Jennings.
Ken Jennings on Jeopardy.
This term for a long-handled gardening tool can also mean an immoral pleasure seeker. Ken?
What's a hoe?
No. Whoa! Whoa! They teach you that in school in Utah, huh? Al, what's a rake? A rake is right. You select, Al. 400, please.
So there he is, Ken Jennings, getting it wrong on national American
Getting it
television.
wrong to get it right.
Being a bit of a creep, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
74
so he totally did that on
wins.
purpose, just for a laugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. He was,
All right.
cause by that point he had like 74 wins. He won the most amount of money anyone's ever won on game shows. He's basically
What
rich
an
from game
intriguing life.
showing.
And is he a good writer?
He's a really good writer.
Perfect.
Very good writer.
Okay.
Full of anecdotes and footnotes. Beautiful journey.
Awesome. So Maphead by Ken Jennings, which you can pick up at Unity Books, Auckland or Wellington.
And it's coming out in paper in April.
Get the hardcover though.
Yeah.
It's really
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go to a video clip, and when we come back, we'll be reviewing.
Something else.
Yeah, kind of in a similar vein.
Mathy.
Mappy, something mappy.
Really pretty.
Here's a bit of Bad Girls by MIA. MIA there with Bad Girls. Such a good video clip. First time you've seen it?
First time I've noticed it.
Noticed it. Wow.
Very
Impressed?
good. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She's pretty hot.
Or, very.
We both quite like her.
We do. Second book that you've got for us on the show this week is?
On my map theme.
Yeah,
Follow
map
my
theme books. Cartography with Lily.
Yeah. That's actually won the winner. It was the winner of the German Arts Foundation for Most Beautiful Book.
It kind of looks like the Encyclopedia Britannica that my parents used to get in
Yeah,
like the 90s when
old
people
school.
still read books for facts.
Do you want to... There you go.
It's beautiful.
I love that won, though, because it's so simple at the
Yeah.
same time. It would never win in New Zealand. It would have to be, like, really ornate and kind of over the top.
Ooh, throwing daggers there. New Zealand art scene.
Oh, not the art scene, just the
The
publishing
book art
scene.
scene, publishing scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
note.
So what this is it's an atlas of remote islands. 50 islands is the subtitle. I have not visited and never will. So it's an intentional armchair book. You're not supposed to take this as like 100 things to do before you die. It's
No.
not like an invitation to go to these places. They're extremely, extremely remote islands.
Yes.
So places that there are often, you can see them all sort of pinpointed through here. There's
It's
lots of,
American. You have to hold it for a second.
there's lots through the Pacific actually.
Yeah, well, just quickly before you go, one of the islands that I want to visit more than any other place in the world is called Rakahanga, which is one of the most northern Cook Islands.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to take a boat which only leaves like once every week, and it's 3 days to get there, and you can't fly there anymore. They have one generator on the island. And
Wow.
my brother-in-law is from there. And so you go there for a week, you just live like no power, you swim and you catch fish. It just sounds like a dream.
Yeah, that
Is that the
sounds
sort of thing
beautiful.
that she's talking about here?
Sort of, although a lot of these islands are like no people, no generation, no
Oh, wow.
generator, no sort of environment. I mean, the environment is incredibly
So
harsh
that's like
to
a
the point where
Westfield mall compared to these places.
yeah. So it's like they're intentionally inhospitable. They're not places that you'd want to go, but they're places that she's sort of based on fact. She's made up these little narrative stories about them. And so you'll see, sorry, I'll just do that one more time. So you'll see the island with the map and then a few statistics and then, I always get my left and right side mixed up when
No,
I'm
it's
looking in the
tough on
mirror.
us.
Well, it's so tough. And then there's this little narrative description about them. So it's a lot of people have said it's one of the best armchair books that they've ever seen because it's beautiful, but it's kind of also important and it's a great read.
Yep. Favourite islands that you would like to go through, thanks to Judith's recommendations?
There are actually quite a few of them, and the whole point is that you don't want to go there. Lonely
really?
Island in Russia. I mean,
does
who
that not
would wanna
appeal?
Go there? No.
Okay.
I mean, they're a lot of them extremely cold and windbroken,
Yeah,
and some of them you can't even like get to. They're just all sort of hill faces.
Have either of you guys been to Stewart Island? Or
No,
would you like to go to Stewart
Yeah, I'd
Island?
love to go to
I'd love
Stewart
to.
Island.
Have you been?
No, I never had. My flatmate went and he had the most amazing time. He really enjoyed it. He basically flew in one day, camped on one side of the island, climbed over the mountain and camped on the other side of the island, and then got the boat out. But apparently they flew in, and the plane that brought them in was this tiny, rickety little thing. And as it was leaving, it was trying to get its speed up on the beach to take off, and it was so wet and horrible it just got bogged in. So there's these guys pushing a plane along a beach to try to get it enough speed to take off. Apparently it was just like the scene out of a comedy movie, and it worked really well. The plane took off and they said bye-bye. And
I don't
they
think
were off.
I'd ever want to get into a plane that I had to
I
push to
know.
make start.
Pretty crazy, but I mean, remote islands, we've got some pretty sweet ones in New
Yeah,
Zealand.
Yeah, we
Norfolk
do.
and Pitcairn. I don't know if Norfolk's ours or
Pitcairn's
Australia's.
in here, and so is Norfolk,
Pitcairn?
I think. Yeah, Pitcairn.
My mum applied to be the counsellor on Pitcairn Island.
Really?
You go for like a 3-month stint and you take food over with you. And a lot of stuff went down on Pitcairn
It's the
Island.
incesty
It's
island,
the
eh?
incesty island, yeah. And so you go across there and like you do social development work and stuff, but she missed out, I think. But yeah, certainly.
Poor her. That would
Yeah.
be
Well, no, she loves that stuff.
better work stories.
Better work stories, yeah, go to Pitcairn
Counselling on Pitcairn Island.
Island. So 2
On
books,
that note.
Maphead by Ken Jennings, and didn't catch the author's last name, but Atlas.
Oh, you try
Remote
and say
Islands. by Judith Shalansky.
Fine, easier than I thought.
We're going to go to a commercial break, and of course you can buy both of these at Unity Books in Auckland or Wellington. Thank you very much for coming in, Lily.
Pleasure as always.
See you next week. See you
Time for a break. When we return, the winner of the PS Vita
Very
competition,
exciting.
$1,000 worth of goodies coming up.
Stay tuned.